we go. We're in. Now. Good morning, Lee.
Good morning, Dave.
How are you?
I'm great.
Very, very good. This is Lee Widener. Lee's been a member of the club for, 27 years, huh?
22.
22,
22
okay.
years.
And the date of your induction was?
March 1st, 1990.
Wow, long time ago.
Yep, it was.
You've done a lot of things for the club. And I have a series of questions, and I'm going to ask that we let Lee respond to them. I'll read them.
All right.
And then you can respond as we go.
I will.
All right. Thanks very much, Lee. I appreciate this for the Rotary History Project. There we go. So, maybe you read the questions.
I read the questions? Okay. I've got to find them here first.
Okay.
Here we go. Discuss how you became a Sun Lakes Rotarian and how long you've been in the Sun Lakes Rotary Club. I joined the club on March 1st, 1990, and how I happened to do that, I'll tell you. When we moved to Sun Lakes in November of 1989, I'd been a member of the Kiwanis Club in Boulder for 24 years, and so I fully intended to continue with the Kiwanis Club. I attended 3 or 4 meetings and wasn't real thrilled with what was going on, so just happened to meet Dwight Grotwald at the Sun Lakes United Methodist Church one Sunday. He was also from Boulder, Colorado. And so he said, why don't you come visit Rotary?
Wow.
So I said, well, okay, I'll come visit Rotary. And well, long story short, I went to visit and, as I said, joined the club in March of 1990.
All right. I'm trying to find my questions, but in the meantime, you can go to question 2. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
So go ahead and read question 2, I guess.
Okay, question. Number 2, it says, the club provides great opportunities for service. Discuss how you are able to meet the challenges of life and still be involved in Sun Lakes Rotary projects. Well, when you're retired, you got lots of time, and so I don't have any trouble doing that, and so I try to get involved in whatever I can. Number 3, you want me to read that?
I got it now. So what activities have you been involved in over the years, and why did you choose these, Lee?
Well, the reason I chose them, they kind of chose me. Somebody asked me to do something, and so I did. And so I've been involved in lots and lots of activities, and I'm just going to have to refer to my notes here to
Sure.
kind of tell you what they were. I've been chairman of various committees at different times, and secretary, and I think is 1992 and 2 years, 92 to 95 or whatever it was. And then I've been committee chairman for the fellowship committee and orientation committee, Rotary Foundation, and membership, and that's all I can think of right offhand. I helped start the directory program in 1994.
And that's been wonderful. That's been a godsend for many people.
Dick Lindeberg, who is now deceased, was really the chairman of that, but there were about 10 of us, I guess, started the program, and Dick then later on moved to back to Colorado, and so then I've been the chairman of it for the last, I don't know, 10 years at least.
Is that right?
10 years at least. And it's been a fun program. I'll tell you what that does. That really gets you to know your members. Mm-hmm. I can sit there and look around the club, and there isn't anybody whose name I don't know.
Right.
I know every one of them.
And the pictures and the history and their backgrounds and all that stuff.
We have a specific application that we have them fill out, and the reason for it is so we put that information in our directory. And so anybody that wants to know a member a little bit better, if they look at that, they can find out at least some basic information from them.
And do we give that to all new members of the club?
Everybody. And even our frequent visitors, we give a director to them also. And we update that each year in March, and the roster at the same time. Sometimes we'll update the roster in September, depending on how many changes we've had. And So that's been a fun project, and I've really enjoyed that. The ones on the committee now are the same ones that have been on there: Don Baldwin, Hal Cowles, and myself. And so we just have done that for a long time.
Kind of like it's your baby.
That's it. That's it.
Well, that's been a wonderful thing for the club, and I think new members will really enjoy that.
They like it because they can look at it, and Fred Wise is sitting there the other day looking at it and said, "Oh, I didn't know he was a member of the Rotary Club." So you see a lot of the people that really get a lot of good out of it. Then in 1990, or about 1994, Nancy and I started the dinner groups program as well, and so that's been running fairly well since then. So I think people have enjoyed that, and it's a good way to get acquainted.
And Nancy is your spouse of many years.
She's my wife. Yeah. And she's helped me a lot through the years on different projects. As a matter of fact, anytime we have like Clothe the Child project or whatever, she's right in there helping, and so we've done that for a long time. Mm-hmm. Then, as far as that's pretty much the club. With the club, also I've done quite a bit with the district too in the past years. I've served on several committees in the Rotary Foundation and Ethics Committee, the Nominating Committee for District Governor, and District Awards Committee, and then some other minor things as well.
Did you nominate our district governor?
Not this year.
Not this year. No.
I did that just one year, and that was Don. Boy, I've forgotten his name now.
I'm sorry.
That was probably in.
It wasn't Gary Whiting's year.
It wasn't. It was the year after Gary Whiting, I think.
Okay.
And so then, in 2000. In 2001, I served as assistant district governor as well. Oh, wow. And let's see, I helped start 4 new clubs.
4 new clubs?
And either started or helped start them.
Right.
Foothills and Ocotillo Chandler, and which is now defunct, and also Sun Lake Crown Club. And I helped a little bit with Boeing.
Okay, well, we've switched rooms now, so we're back to where we were talking. And again, Lee, I'm sorry to make you move, but
well, we got moved, and let's see how
we're back.
You
were talking about you were past district governor, assistant governor in 2000, 2001.
Yeah, and then in fact, I talked about we started 4 new clubs.
That's it.
And the Sun Lakes Crown Club, they met at the Renaissance for several years, and then they've since moved around several different places, and they're now at the Holiday Inn. So we started that club with 29 members, I think, and they got up to 45 at one time. So it's a fair-sized club, and I don't know what they are now. Then I attended lots of district conferences. I think 17, as near as I know.
Probably the most of any Rotarian in Sun Lake Rotary.
I don't know whether it is or not. Dwight Grotwald is pretty darn good about that. Mm-hmm. He's attended lots of them. And I've been to 3 international conventions. Which ones, do you recall? Oh, yeah, Indianapolis, San Antonio, and Salt Lake.
Okay.
I'll have to tell you about that. When you're the president of the club, the year before you're president, the club will send you to the international convention.
Right.
So the year before I was president, they went to Vienna. The year after, they went to Singapore, and I went to Indianapolis. So anyway, since then, we've been to Salt Lake and also to one in San Antonio. And they're really enjoyable. You learn a lot there and meet a lot of people and learn a lot about what Rotary's doing and their international projects as well. Did you attend the incoming president's luncheon when you were an incoming president? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that exciting?
Oh, it is. You bet. You bet. And so did that. And then, of course, in our club, we always have what do we call it? Not initiation, but installation for the officers. And those have been fun over the years. I didn't think about that until just now, but we have some real nice groups get together when we install our new president and board. And then, let's see, I was secretary for 2 years, I told you, vice president 1 year, Well, I should read the question, I guess.
Oh, yeah, okay.
If,
If you were an officer, what offices have you served in, and how long?
okay, as secretary, I was 2 years, and vice president and president 1 year each. And as number 5 is, what was your greatest accomplishments? So
Oh, yeah, there we go.
when I was a secretary, I kind of took over from somebody that really didn't have time to work on it, and so updated a lot of the materials and organized the club information. And president included, well, I've got some notes here, but they don't make much sense. When I was a president, we increased our membership. We had 80 members when I was installed as president, and ended up the year with 100.
Congratulations.
So we had a really, really good year. Matter of fact, we inducted 8 new members at one time, all at once.
That's got to be a history-making event there.
Good fun, really good year doing it. And $100 for every member that year.
And that's still going today.
That's still going today. And so that's a help to get people involved in the foundation program.
So,
Next is, let's see, what is this, number 7?
number 6, if you were a director.
Correct. Okay, I was director for club service, orientation, fellowship, and membership. And also, well, we talked about the director program. And fellowship had and Nancy me a whole lot with that too, as a matter of fact. And we went on 3 excursions that year. In other words, outside the club, we went to two in Mexico. In Mexico, we went to Rocky Point and San Carlos. Rocky Point took us, we had 90 people. Rocky Point just had a great time.
And you were CEO
No,
of the
this is Rocky Point. It's not just the board.
Yeah.
And the other trip to San Carlos was north of Mexico. And that's a long trip, then all-day trip. We took the boats from there, but sort of needed to hotel. So we're promoting San Carlos at that time. That's probably how we got up and going.
I may have been a trip. It was a little trip that came all over.
This was on Lakes.
Oh, was it? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
just on Lakes.
Phoenix run out at the same idea.
Essentially,
Yeah.
because that's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
just one of the better things we've done.
That's
And then we had a trip to the Valleys in Palm Springs that same year. And so we did a lot of traveling that year.
Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I realize.
And so I don't know if Tubac started back then, but we've been down to Tubac about, I think, 12 times, something like that. And we've been to other places for our golf outing too. We've been to Pine Top, and we've been to, let's see, I have to think about the Parker one time, and Prescott another time. But primarily we've gone to Tubac, and that's really a nice venue.
And I forgot to mention, today is the 27th of August.
Yep.
Just so we get this in here. So,
Okay.
2012. Right.
Okay, the other committee that I was on was orientation, and I helped develop a formal program for that. And I was on that for, at least 5 years, maybe 7.
Wow.
And along with, I can't remember, Dwight Grotwald and Bob Beckley, and I can't recall who else, but we really got it, Dwight Snyder.
Sure.
And so we got it set up pretty well.
One other thing I have to ask is, as of today, what is your age? How old are you?
I'm 84.
84 today. All right.
Yep.
So people in the future,
Be 80,
this is what an 84-year-old Rotarian looks like, and he looks great, by the way.
and be 85 in December.
Wow.
So,
All right.
and I've been fortunate health-wise.
That's right. Number 7.
Number 7.
During your lifetime as a Sun Lakes Rotarian, describe the club in your own words. I really asked this question for the future of the members who look at this down the road and say, why do I want to be a Rotarian, and why do I come every day, and how do you feel when you come in the club?
Well, first of all, I think it's one of the best clubs in District 5510. That's probably a little bit prejudiced, but I think it is. And we've really had lots of really good leadership in this club, too. And I have to mention Dwight Grotwald. He's just done tremendous things as far as things that he's found for us to be involved in, especially with education. And then, you know, I think most people love the people when that's still doing. And we got to, there's going to be such that, but I think as far as service opportunities, if you want to get involved in community service or international or whatever, we've done a good job doing that. And as I say, especially in education with the dictionary program and with our Strive program, which isn't going anymore, but that ran really well for several years.
It did. And, it ran its course.
It ran its course, that's about right.
Number 8. I think this is interesting. Describe how the Sun Lakes Rotary Club has changed your life in your years here in Sun Lakes as a member of the club.
Well, you know, if I wasn't involved in the Rotary Club, I wouldn't know nearly as many people. I wouldn't know what was going on in the community nearly as much. We get good speakers, and so you learn something about that. And when you're talking to somebody, they ask you what's going on at Rotary, and so they want to know as well as I do what's happening.
And you've made lifelong friends because of it.
You do. You really do. And it keeps you busy, keeps you out of trouble, and keeps you out of your wife's hair. So
every Tuesday morning.
Every Tuesday morning. And every once in a while we have somebody come and one of the spouses come and look in there and say, I just really wanted to see where you were going.
That's for certain, yeah.
On Tuesday.
Are you really there? Right.
Yep.
Well, I asked this question because each one of us has a different feeling when you walk into the club. So the question reads, describe the feelings you have when you enter the Sun Lakes Rotary Club meeting room on Tuesday mornings.
Well, you know, you're going to see good friends. You're going to have a good fellowship and fun. What is it? Fun fellowship and friends, or something like that. And you know that's just going to be the case. Food sometimes is good.
And the greeter program. Who started the greeter program?
Wayne Johnson.
Did he really?
Wayne Johnson, and he's still running it as far as I know. Well, I know he is for a fact. And that's a good program. It's really good for new members to do that, and it helps them get acquainted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's wonderful to have someone say good morning to you.
You bet it is. You bet it
really is. And, well, the obvious next question then is, number 10, what continues to attract you to the club?
Well, like we've talked about, opportunities to give back something to the community and keep doing interesting things, and hopefully you're doing good work and helping some people that need help.
Well, I guess you can't say much more. What do you think, the next question is, what can you tell prospective members and those who may see this tape in the future about maintaining your club membership?
Well, you know, I would never ever think of dropping out of Rotary. Whether I can come or not, I'll never drop out of Rotary. And I really hate to see some of these people that have done lots of work with Rotary and all of a sudden can't attend because of health reasons or whatever, and then quit. And I think they're missing a real opportunity to stay involved in there and at least participate when they can. And I just, as I said, I'll always be a Rotarian.
You're going to wear your pin every day as often as you can.
I'm on right now.
There you go. See, that's a true Rotarian. Well, and then I guess the last question, and Lee, I want to thank you for the time today. And I really asked this question to all the people we're talking to on the Rotary History Project. What would you like your legacy to be to those who come into Sun Lakes Rotary 10 years from now? Well,
I think attendance is so important. I've got 19 years of perfect attendance, and that's easy to keep up, because you know, if you're not able to attend your own club, there's opportunities to attend others, and you learn a lot from doing that. You come back and you really appreciate your own club a whole lot more if you do that.
Yes, you do.
And so.
Are you one of the longest then, running years in perfect attendance? Who's got more than you?
Nobody. Gene Vogt has the same.
Okay.
so we both. I'm sure it's 19 years that we have. But I think the important thing, or one of the important things in Rotary, is when you're asked to do something, gosh darn, do it if at all possible. You know, and being retired, there's not much excuse why you shouldn't be able to.
Participation, that's important.
Participation, you bet.
Right.
And I think that's the bottom line.
Wow, that's wonderful. Well, as Gene Nicholas said in his meeting when he first became the president, participation is what makes him happy as a president, and I thank you for participating in today, Lee, and
You're welcome.
any final thoughts before we say
No, that's it.
okay. Thank you, Lee.